Hello, everyone. It's Rhonda Bayless with the Center of Wellness for Urban Women. And it's been a week since my first video and had some really interesting feedback. Some replies were done on Facebook and others were done in inbox, and it was all good. This past week, what I wanted to focus on for myself was first making amends. That was kind of my goal, to start with healing some broken relationships that really shouldn't have been broken, and even just forgiving myself, making amends with myself about some past hurts or decisions or things that I wasn't sure about but held it inside. So I actually really took the initiative and reached out to a few people who I really wanted to just have my peace with. Now, some of those people I wasn't trying to rebuild with. I was just making amends, which there's a difference. I was able to reconcile, and there's yeah, I'll be all right. There was a person that I was able to reconcile with, so I was able to kind of rebuild with. There's others who was just, hey, I'm sorry, I messed up, all's well, hope you're well, and I kept it moving, not trying to go back and not trying to reestablish a relationship. And sometimes you just have to get pride to the side and really just accept the fact that you may have made a mistake, or that something is still kind of burning inside of you about a situation. So I definitely took the initiative and did that and feel a lot better. And it was really good to have somebody kind of return the favor in a way and say, hey, I was jacked up too, and let's talk about it. And so I'm also working on, like I said, some things with myself, and that I have to kind of look in the mirror and heal from, and make amends and say, Rhonda, it's cool. You're okay. You're cool. Everything's great with you. So that was kind of my first week. I really also had to take a look at diet and really make a decision of what lifestyle I wanted to live. And I've kind of been a flexitarian. That's somebody who still eats meat, but most of the time, it's kind of a vegetarian thing, but really saying I have to grab the bulls by its what and go for it, just because of health concerns, that I'm really going to try to be 100% vegetarian. So that's what's happened in the last week. Really positive, really good, feel good about myself a little bit. I think the last thing this week, I'm going to work on finding an opportunity to schedule my workouts. I am what one doctor that I used to have said I was a low level OCD, and I am about certain things, and other things I'm absolutely not. And I'll give you an example. Like, I have a thing about my DVDs have to be in a certain order, or I really snap. You can ask my daughter. I really lose my mind when they're not in the right order or they're missing. I know when one's missing. Weird. But then the other stuff, my shoes can be all over the place. So who knows what that's about. And it goes the same with working out. I'm really kind of weird about it, that if I can't schedule it and do it the same time every day, I just won't do it. And so I'm trying to figure out a way to break that in my mind. And that's that the mind of the addict, that mind of the bulimic, because they're very similar. I actually was on Facebook saying that to somebody. And so I'm trying to figure out how I can break that so I won't not work out. But it's been a bad habit. Like, if I can't work out every morning because of schedules and all that, I just won't do it at all, because I want to do it the same way every day. And so I have to kind of find a way and find a system where I can be able to work out and it feels good with me. Not good with you or the next person, but with me. So that's something I'm going to tackle this week. I'm going to look at it, examine it, find a system and find a way and find some way that I can work out. And like I said, it feels good. And it fits in the busy schedule. And it is a challenge. You know, I work for a very large nonprofit, directing and managing 8 or 9 people, and then I leave that, and then I go and try to do some stuff with CWUW, which also could be very challenging, and then have a new grandson and helping my daughter. So fitting working out into that is something I have to almost schedule. And so I have to figure out that schedule. So that's what I'm really going to challenge myself this week. Like I said, last week was really good for me. I really am proud of myself because I'm a very direct person. But at the same time, I can be passive about certain things. And I could have an attitude about people where I just say, okay, I'm done with you then. We're not talking. Okay, that's cool. Bye. And you can't do that all the time. You shouldn't do that. It's not very nice. And it's not something that, and that's a coping thing. We all have our ways of dealing with people. And that's a way that I have found best for me. I thought was best for me. And it's not necessarily so. I'm learning as I'm aging that cutting off isn't necessarily always a healing thing. It is a coping thing, and it is a way that I can manage and deal. So I'm trying to really tackle that and say, no, every bridge doesn't have to be burned. Some need to be lit, exploded, and let go, but others don't always have to be burned. They need to be repaired, and they need to be worked on and managed and maintained. And that's something we also have to realize about friendships and all kinds of relationships, that it is a constant working. You have to really put energy into things that you really value. And so that's the take of the making the amends and reconciling and deciding which bridges are going to remain burned and which bridges that I'm going to really kind of work on and strengthen. So had a good first week. Thank you for the feedback. Hopefully there were less ums. I didn't manage them this time. I didn't pay attention. And so next week, see, I did it. Next week, we'll see how I worked on figuring out how I'm gonna work out. I do have to have a minor surgery this Friday that's gonna kind of, put the working out on hold a little bit. It's not a big deal. But we'll see. I'm trying, like I said, trying my best to really make some lifestyle changes. I really want to put this out so that women have to, can understand that is there somebody has a battle with something. Everything, it doesn't come easy to everybody. And for health and wellness, there are some things about it that there are some people who grab hold to it and they love it and they can do it. Then there's other people who, just can't figure it out. And like I said, I know it here, but because of my thinking and the things in my past and all that, some things are a little screwed up. So this year I'm really tackling it head on. I'm really going to challenge myself to finally make the changes. It is a big deal, understand this, for me to even be on video. And I know people really think that's maybe interesting because of all the little headshots, and I have a friend that always teases me about all my headshots, but you never see my body. That's on purpose because my head is. So, so this is even a part of the healing. This is a part of that process. So everything that I'm doing is purposeful. It's about Rhonda making the change and Rhonda being an example of what you can do, and challenging myself to really face the music when it comes to my mental health, my spiritual health, my physical, and the other 7 dimensions of wellness, of course. So until the next time, really challenge yourself this week. Pick something, and just pick one thing. Don't pick 8 things. Just pick one thing and really try to work on it every day. Get your friends involved. I had some friends to help me out with how to approach making amends. So you get your team involved. You know, you don't have to do this thing by yourself. And I love my sister friends, and they are my family, and I appreciate them challenging and pushing and acknowledging everything that I do on some level. So you have to have a good team around you. So embrace the team, make amends, figure out your goals, and just tackle them one at a time. You don't have to do them all at once. Don't feel pressure because you see somebody, you know, who is doing all these great things as far as their health and wellness. You'll get there, and I'm going to get there, and we're going to do it together. So until the next time, next week, like I said, I'll talk to you about how I figured out how to schedule the workouts and getting my physical thing happening. So thank you. Live life well, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.